Hey there, everybody, this is Carsillo. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Before we go any further, watch this cutscene.
You come at a crucial time. South Park is sliding into moral decline. Someone's stealing our cats. They're TPing houses. Okay, maybe it's not full-on Armageddon yet, but we do need a hero. Not to make the hard sell, but do you see yourself as a good person? Well, I can understand the confusion, but there comes a time when we need to choose our path. Will you find Jesus and take the righteous path? Or maybe you'll walk the middle way. Let's not talk about the third alternative. I'm hoping you're part of the solution, not the problem. Take the first step, my child, by entering this meditative chamber, which will allow you to confront your deepest fears. Face your fears, new child. Face your fears.
Your dad fucked your mom. You afraid of the dark? Snakes? The color blue?
Moo.
Oh, hey, I'm in your imagination. Just a friendly Catholic priest who would like to get to know you a little better.
Yeah, that's right. I'm totally in your imagination, too. About to give you a shoulder rub. Ever imagine you'd feel something like this?
Let me adjust the lighting in here a bit so we can get some visuals with that.
Yes, everyone, if you haven't figured it out yet, we are previewing South Park: The Fractured Butthole, which of course comes to Xbox One, PS4, and PC on October the 17th from Ubisoft. And this is a relatively early battle. We're going to show you two battles today. We're going to show you here where you play still the new kid. You're still known as the new kid here, as this takes place immediately after the Stick of Truth. And you still have these amazing powers where you can, you know, fart on people and attack them that way and whatnot. And yes, this enemy here is you are having to fight against priests who, of course, as we all know, at least in the South Park universe, they're all child rapists. They're pedophiles. So this is a rare battle where you are basically by yourself. You'll typically have a team, and you'll see in the second battle the team. But what's different between this and the previous game is, as you're seeing, is it's a grid-based combat, kind of like Mega Man Battle Network for the DS. If any of you remember that or played that, it's an RPG. You can move around the battlefield, and you can, you know, it's all about strategic positioning, but it's still a simple kind of grid that typically conforms to whatever setting you're in. The biggest grid I've seen was a 6x6 grid. This one here is more like a, or I should say more like a 6x3 grid. This one's a 5x3 grid. You know, you see here as just wailing on the priests here. And of course, if you don't know the Fractured Butthole, it is basically the whole idea is a spoof on superhero movies. The kids are done playing in their fantasy world, the Stick of Truth, you became king, you did all this other great stuff. Cartman puts on his coon disguise and is like, hey guys, we're playing superheroes now. And new kid, you gotta pick a new superhero. And so basically you get to choose from being a brutalist, a blaster, or a speedster. A speedster like the Flash, blaster, anybody can obviously shoot blasts, almost like, not necessarily out of their eyes like Cyclops, but out of their hands, and be like Bishop or something, or, because Bishop can do that when he can take energy from his source and he can shoot it back out if necessary, but usually uses the power of his gun. But anyway, or a brutalist like the Thing, which is kind of where you get to see the inspiration for the new kid here, right? So, you know, he obviously, to give himself that craggy kind of look, he's taped egg cartons all over himself and put on a bike helmet. Yeah, it's really funny. And later on, you'll get to earn new powers. You'll get to dual class, as they say. You can become like a cyborg or a psychic, or and at the end, you'll be able to choose between 10 different power classes. And I'm kind of moved around here in the grid. I kind of was trying to avoid the abilities of these guys, but because I wasn't strong enough to get a killing blow on them yet. So I kind of bounced around a little bit and too much, and so I apologize, but it gives me a chance to talk about how hysterical this game is, and that's part of the reason why I was quiet at the opening cutscene, because I wanted everybody to be able to hear and listen to the comedy and the humor, and really kind of see the characters, and you're going to get a lot more of that as this video goes on, once we do finally get out of this battle. And yeah, and it's very early in the game, and you're still kind of figuring out your powers, and you're starting to fill out your character sheet, which, funny enough, kind of still comes from a D&D and a fantasy realm kind of way to play. And obviously, it's still very RPG driven. And I finally realized here that if I push them back, that grid attack that shows off won't attack me. And these guys are particularly. Not every enemy has these attacks or exclusively attacks where they need one turn to charge up and then they'll do their attack. Most enemies will do, or lesser enemies at least, will do, just like you, will go turn by turn, attack by attack, and will basically, basically like a true turn-based battle. But these guys happen to be, you get these things called artifacts, which can help power you up and whatnot. They happen to use charge moves, so it's a little bit more strategy, a little bit more planning in this one. Oh, and watch this cutscene now.
God damn it! I can't put a child in a dark room for 2 minutes without you bastards showing up. Well, you're definitely going to hell. Now get out of here!
That's not what the Queen Spider says.
I'll go say 10 mil Harry's.
Well, gosh, I feel just awful about all that. Tell you what, a rabbi friend gave me this macaroni picture. In times of trouble and tribulation, use it to call upon the prophet Moses. Good luck on your spiritual journey, my child.
So now you got that. You had to go to the church because you were trying to... as a hero, you're trying to help people, and you get Moses. You get your first summoner, and he can heal your whole party, which is critical. And then, again, we're kind of just fast-forwarding, showing you go to South Park Elementary, and you have to talk to Mr. Mackey, okay? You kind of walk around, and you... another big thing is that you're trying to get Coon and Friends Instagram, or in this case, Coonstagram, following up really, really high. And so in order to do that, you have to take selfies with as many people in South Park as you can. And when you do so, they will follow you back. So you take a selfie with them, they'll follow you on Coonstagram. I had a couple of difficulty here trying to get this one. I think there's got to be something I need to do to maybe stand on, or something else I need to do in order to get the selfie. I tried it a few times, didn't work, because he would not, as it was put, I kept messing around, and I would not actually, he would not bend down to take the selfie with me. So, and for that he gets a fart in his face. But yeah, so you go bouncing around. The whole town is explorable, just like the first game. Like I said, we just kind of we went from location to location for the sake of this video, because Ubisoft said we had to. So, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of stuff to explore. And yeah, so you go to South Park Elementary. You're helping people around the town. You help the priest. You have to talk to Mr. Mackey. You have to help Mosquito and other Coon and Friends do certain missions. And in this case, with Mr. Mackey, you're going to have the talk.
Oh, hi, you're the new kid, right? Oh, great, thanks for coming. Have a seat. As your counselor, you can talk to me about anything, okay? I understand you want to talk about sex. Okay, see, I'm highly trained in, sex issues, okay? And you don't have to be afraid. Okay, new kid, it's really simple. When you want to talk about your sex, you can start by simply saying, I'm a boy or a girl or other. Boy, right, exactly, you got it. Now, new kid, this might get confusing, but listen close, okay? If you were born a boy, that's called being a cisgender boy, okay? Or cis for short. But, well, you might have transitioned into being a boy. You see what I mean? If you were not born a boy, but now identify as one, well, that's called being transgendered, okay? Or trans for short, okay? So, do you identify as being cisgendered or transgendered? Okay, can you just hang on a minute? I need to call your parents. Just take a second. Hello, this is Mr. Mackey, the school counselor. Yes, hi. I have your child here in my office, and, well, he's just let me know that he's cisgender. That means he identifies with the sex he was assigned at birth. Oh, you knew that? Okay. Well, no, it's fine. I just wanted to make sure that you knew he had other options. You know, you don't always have to go with the first hand you're dealt. Okay. Yeah, no, that's great. That's great to know. I think I can really maybe be of help from here on out. Thank you very much. Okay, bye-bye now. Okay. Well, I'm really glad we had this talk. As a cisgendered male myself, I know how hard it can be out there for a boy who chooses to love someone of the opposite sex. Just remember, love is love, even if you're a guy who happens to like titties. Okay? Just be careful, okay? Because there's a lot of people out there who don't accept you for what you are, and then you're gonna have to deal with them, okay? So, but come see me anytime.
So there you go. You have the talk with Mr. Mackey, and I explore a little bit around now in South Park Elementary. You know, going to the gymnasium, and there's all kinds of stuff to find. Different items for crafting, which you can find out about crafting at Freeman's Tacos. And yes, it is Morgan Freeman, as always, poorly impersonated, like most celebrities in South Park. And you go around. Also, there's a couple of characters who collect the yaoi anime style posters, so you have to go back and you can cash those in later. And you know, I'm kind of walking around the gym trying to see what else I can do and what else I can explore. And I got an antidote, which is great because you know, if you get poisoned while in battle, you kind of need that, and that's all great. So go Cows. So yeah, so exploring around South Park a little bit. So exploring in an RPG like this is always critical. And this is something that we did a lot of here. But now we're going to head out of the elementary school, and we'll meet our newest enemy type, the Rednecks.
Christmas break seems so far away.
Well. If it ain't a cisgendered boy. We don't take kindly to your types around here.
Let's welcome this thing to our town.
I'm gonna punch you straight, just like I did Dale that one night in '94.
So when you see here, it's a slightly bigger grid. It's 6x3, but you also have your full party here with you. So you have Super Craig, you've got the Human Kite, which of course is Kyle, and then of course you've got the Mosquito, who was actually really, really powerful once you unlock him at Raisins, which is his kryptonite, which is his weakness. And so after you do that, you'll also fill out your character sheet, which is something we talked about before, where you have to, as you saw when talking to Mr. Mackey, you're filling out your weaknesses, you're filling out your powers, you're filling out your gender. In this case, you're a cisgender male. I don't know if it's being super progressive or making a typical. It's got to be making some sort of commentary. It's always making a commentary. It's South Park, and it's hysterical. We did not need to learn about consumables there. I kind of already figured it out by the time I got to this point in the game. It's kind of late in the game. Not late in the game, but was late in the demo. We played the demo for about... you're only seeing 15 minutes here in this video, but we've got about a 3-hour demo of the first 3 hours of the game. And I'm telling you right now, it already feels like it's going to be a lot longer than the first game was, which I'm super excited for. But yeah, so... You see here, it's all turn-based, and everybody has special powers, and Mosquito has stuff that you know, he can, like, quote-unquote, sucking the blood of enemies. He can regenerate his health, and, you know, and you kind of, something I kind of had to learn over the course that I kept making mistakes with is that when you got your teammates around, is that sometimes they can block you from doing moves, which is unfortunate, because it kind of means you just have to skip your turn until it can be, until your guy can move out of the way and do their attack. Or in this case, where you see the Redneck actually pushes Kyle back, so that this way it could open it up for you next turn. But of course, he'll just get closer again to do his laser eyes. And now my ultimate is ready, but instead, and then you see it's cool too. Knocked out, quote unquote, defeated enemies will leave after something. I ended up using the Mosquito's ultimate. You by doing certain things, by doing certain button presses and certain button prompts, you can build up that bar, your ultimate meter at the top of the screen, and then by doing so, This one is called Pandemic Pestilence, and it's the mosquito calls on his army of mosquitoes to... It's cool because it's like a legit super... You know, they're just playing pretend like it because it's South Park, but that's a legit superpower kind of thing where you can control mosquitoes, and then I just finish off the last redneck by knocking him back into his pickup truck. So yeah, South Park's Fractured Butthole. I didn't realize how fast we were running out of time. October 17th, Xbox One, PS4, PC. And as always, this has been my YouTube channel. Thanks, everybody. Please subscribe, and be sure to tune in next time.